Okay, hi everyone. Okay, good afternoon. So, can we start now? I'm Chef Ken here. Okay, later, when we doing for the Zoom, so I need you guys for the mute first. If anyone want to answer the question, can you guys start one by one? Okay, so let us choose it because if not, everyone talking is very difficult for us to answer you guys' question. Okay, so here is a Q&A section here. So I will start from chocolate macaron first. So if you guys have any question, you guys can ask now. So after that, I have a small theory for you guys. Okay, so start from a chocolate macaron. Okay, so let me answer the first question first. We start from a macaron first. We need one by one for the butter later first. Okay, if not later I will get confused because too much person already. Okay, I will go by the picture on here. Okay, for the picture we start from this picture first for the macaron picture first. Okay, so first for the macaron, why the bottom of have a hole inside? Okay, so when you guys picking the macaron, right, sometimes you guys have a your ground almond, where you guys keeping for your ground almond? Sometimes if you ground almond, okay, you guys keep inside for the chiller, correct? When you keep inside for the chiller, when you straight away, when you want to use the ground almond for the macaron, you straight away uses the ground almond from take out from a chiller. So inside have contact a lot of the humidity because very simple, the temperature is quite cold. You guys keep inside for the chiller. So straight away bring out to the room temperature. Okay, so cool and hot together, so they have a sweating. Okay, they have a lot of the moisture there. So if you're using a lot of the moisture of the ground almond, okay, you guys baking for macaron, normally on the bottom they have a hole under the after baking. Okay, so if like that, okay, two solution for this. Okay, for Stephen. Okay, so first, okay, maybe make sure your ground almond is in room temperature before you want to do it. That means you want to use it, so put your ground almond in room temperature be overnight. Okay, is try your best. Okay, and second, okay, have hole is a second is when you're using for the Italian meringue or French meringue. Okay, so Italian meringue, if you guys making for the you're using for Italian meringue, okay, so when you guys cook the sugar syrup, you guys can cook slightly higher, okay, around 120 Celsius. Okay, don't cook to 118 Celsius. Okay, so that means you cook more higher temperature, the lesser moisture inside, so they don't have a, after you begin, they don't have a hole on the bottom. Okay, for the Stephen. Okay, is okay. So for the next, how to make a stable buttercream for the filling for macaron. Okay, so how to making for the stable buttercream are actually in our recipe for the Italian meringue, all is quite stable already. Okay, for RB. Okay, so this one in the market they have two types of the buttercream. First buttercream, normally they use margarine. Okay, that means vegetable fat. Vegetable fat with icing sugar. So most in the bakery shop, you guys see when you eating that one, actually you feel it's very fat content. A fat content very high because they're using vegetable fat. And second, they do not put any meringue, meringues inside. So only have sugar. So both mixed together, actually you feel a very fat content. This is quite stable because when you're in room temperature, okay, but the taste for me is not very good. Okay, for that, it's quite stable buttercream, but taste is not very nice. Okay. A second, for us, you can see in the basic flan pastry, right? We have a buttercream right there. Okay. For Italian meringue. Okay. So for that, for me, it's quite stable. For that. Okay. Normally we serve the macaron, we serve inside for the chiller. So if you put the buttercream for Italian meringue and put inside the chiller, I won't think have a big problem for that. Only you want to make sure all the process you're making a correct way. Okay, so I choose for the hold on a second.
麦克风已启用。
Okay. So next, I will choose for the macaron first. After that, we'll go by the picture one by one. Okay, I try the macaron few times, always got a different result. Sometimes good, sometimes it's get hollow, and sometimes it's okay. So for this question, okay, it's the same. Okay, make sure when for here, macaron normally they have a two type. One is a French meringue, one is Italian meringue. So normally, if I working in a company, a big factory, okay, I would like to use a Italian meringue macaron inside the factory. Very simple. In three of the meringue, we have a three type of the meringue. First, French meringue, Swiss meringue, and Italian meringue. Okay. So of these three meringue, most stable in the meringue is Italian meringue. Why? Why the Italian meringue is more stable? Because first, the sugar already boiled at quite high temperature, around 120 Celsius. So make the sugar crystallization at there is more stable. And when you're using a quite hot temperature, you pour inside to the egg white. So the egg white is the protein also coagulate already. Okay, so like that. Okay, the most stable Italian meringue. Okay, the most in the meringue is most stable is Italian meringue. So if you're using a French meringue, I doing for a small portion. Example, when I do the French meringue in macaron, I bite for the 3 tray. After 3 tray, okay, then in the 4th tray, when I bite, the macaron mixture start collapse. Why start collapse? Because French meringue inside, what is the meringue first? Meringue inside actually is just an egg white and some air bubble. Okay, the air bubble. So if you're using a French meringue, the sugar is not fully cooked. Okay, so the air bubble cannot holding the egg white too longer time. The bubble will start to break it. So it start collapsing. Okay. So on here, I would prefer you guys using Italian meringue to do that. For me, come out the result, actually both is similar, same. You don't have to say French meringue will taste more nicer or Italian meringue will taste more nicer. Even if you go to the French there for the big company, most they're using for Italian meringue. Okay, hold on a second. We continue there. Okay, so why sometimes the different result? So this is a lot of the situation. You need to depend on your situation for that. Example, like what I said, your ground almond, make sure it's not dry. Okay, make sure your ground almond is not dry. Make sure your ground almond is dry. I'm sorry, guys. Make sure your ground almond is dry on that. Okay, so I prefer you guys, if you guys using for the macaron, make sure your ground almond cook at the room temperature. Okay, at least let the ground almond is same. Okay, it's same temperature with the room temperature. Okay, second, make sure you process when you're making for the folding for the macaron, make sure you don't overfold. Okay, if you overfold, they will collapsing for that. Okay, So if got hollow, that means, okay, your moisture too much for the hollow. Okay, if your moisture too much, you have this problem. When after you bake, the macaron will be hollow. Okay, so second, everything you done very nice. When you're baking that time, make sure the temperature, you need to control the temperature. I give you guys an example. Now, if I'm using for the oven in my kitchen, I use around 140 to 150 to baking for my macaron. Guys, but you guys want to know, my oven is a big oven like this. It's quite big oven. Okay, but if now you guys using for the oven, it's a small oven on that. Okay, so if you feel your oven is new, okay, and quite small, okay, so you can reduce like 5 to 10 Celsius on that, because I cannot promise you guys all the oven will be same. Example, now I baking in my kitchen is I using 145 Celsius to 150 Celsius to bake my macaron. If now I going to another kitchen demo and they always give me a new oven, okay, they have a new brand of the oven, is quite strong, so I won't use 140 Celsius. I will use it around like 120 Celsius, okay, to 130 Celsius. Okay, so it depends your situation, that one, because our chef is difficult to check for your oven. So that's why always the chef will tell you guys, always you need to check a product, okay, not checking for the temperature. Okay, all the each of the oven, they have a different, you guys need to adjust a little bit. Okay, this you need to test your oven. Okay, how we know our batter is ready once we have add the almond flour mixed well, and any tips? Okay, so how you guys know your batter is ready? Normally, if you guys want to know for the macaron batter is ready, so when you mix the mixture, you feel a little bit shining, and you guys can using by your hand. Wait, hold on a second, I need to check. So, example, this is a macaron mixture. You guys can using for hand, touch a little bit. Touch it a little bit, you can see like a meringue. There is small flow on here. So this flow in around like 5 seconds to 10 seconds, they will collapse back. Okay, they will collapse it. That means that is macaron is ready. Okay, imagine you guys bite the macaron, after bite on the center, we don't want to see the dot on that. Okay, we want the macaron very smooth mixture. Okay, when very smooth, that means your meringue is collapsed. All right. So normally I check the macaron, after I check the color, it's shining. Second way, when I touch it, okay, the macaron, the mixture, you can see a small dot, and this dot around like 5 to 10 seconds, they will slowly collapse it. Okay, that means it's okay already. Okay, next, hi chef, if I want to make another flavor, what will be the recipe? What is the reason macaron top shining? Okay, so any flavor, guys, on here, right? On here, always the basic is very important for us. Okay, and the flavor actually is depend on you guys, because all the flavor, right, like what I told you guys, when our chef making a recipe, right, we need to check a lot of things. Example like we need to check the fat content, we need to check the sugar content, all these items. Example, now I want to using an orange ganache. Okay, I want to change for the mascarpone flavor. It's not possible. I need to like straight away change the orange flavor, go to mascarpone, because you want to know orange content, how many orange content inside. Orange no fat content, only have a sugar content and the liquid content. Correct. So if you want to change the flavor to the macaron, to the mascarpone, sorry, you want to change the flavor to mascarpone content fat content inside. So like that, you add more fat content inside. So like that, you guys need to playing. Okay, check this orange ganache have any fat content. You need to reduce the fat content and add the mascarpone flavor inside. This is what always I do. Or the second option for you guys. Example, now you guys want to using for orange ganache, you guys want to change for another flavor, maybe like passion fruit. Yes, you can directly change it, no problem for that, because both of the ingredient, when you're changing the flavor, is similar, same. Okay, so when you guys changing any flavor, before that, you guys want to know this item contain how many fat, contain how many sugar. Okay, like that won't be affect your product when you come out. Okay, example, now you guys orange ganache, you put more mascarpone inside, that means the fat content more much. So later when you guys doing the ganache, it's very easy to split it, because the water and the fat, they have not balanced. There's too much of fat, too less of the water, so both cannot emulsify together. Okay, so next question is what's the reason the macaron top is shining? Okay, macaron top is shining, it's a good thing. Okay, it's a good thing, that's mean. Okay, so sometimes when you guys are using for the macaron, right, the ground almond is quite rough. Okay, the quite rough on that. So you guys try to get the ground almond is more fine. Okay, if difficult, you guys get the ground almond more fine. Okay, I suggest you guys put the ground almond in the fruit processor with the icing sugar. So blend the ground almond and icing sugar together until become a fine powder, but make sure the temperature cannot over than 40 Celsius. Why cannot over than 40 Celsius? You guys put any nut inside, ground almond, ground hazelnut, ground pistachio, put all this kind of the nut. If you guys put inside the fruit processor, keep blending, what will be happen? So they have a friction, correct? The friction, what you're doing, they'll create the heat. When they create the heat, the natural oil you start to spread out. So that's why you become your paste. Make sense? Okay, so like that. Okay, if you guys blend the ground almond too longer time, that will be happen. Your guys, the ground almond, they spread up the oil, then your macaron will be filled. Okay, because there's an oil content come out, the vegetable oil. So you want the macaron top is shining. First, make sure your ground almond is very, very fine. Okay. Second, when you guys mixing that time, don't underfold. What is meaning underfold? That means the mixture is too thick. It's not a little bit liquid. How you checking for liquid? Just like I told you guys. Okay. Check the macaron. Okay. Touch the center. When you touch it, they have a small dot come out. Okay. That dot can be disappear on 5 to 10 seconds. Then it's okay already. Okay. So hold on a second. I check. Okay, why did we use glucose and butter in the ganache? Okay, why we use the glucose and butter in the ganache? Hold on a second. I open one chart for you guys see. Basic chocolate. Okay, guys, see this chart on here. Okay, I answer for this question. Why did we using the glucose and butter in the ganache? So when we're making the ganache, you can see this is a guideline for you guys. Example, do you see the cocoa butter? So cocoa butter minimum, okay, for the dark chocolate 70%. Okay, chocolate conversion 50%. Okay, fat content minimum 10% to maximum 80% on here. Liquid 80% to 25%. If you guys want to get this PowerPoint, if you guys want to get this PowerPoint later, I can show. I will share to my admin, so I will ask them to post inside to the group for you guys. Okay. So this is very important. So when we're making all the ganache, right? Actually, we have a guideline headed at here. So the guideline on here, you can see a minimum of the fat and minimum of the liquid. You guys, sorry, guys. This chart, you guys don't worry. They have a chef to you guys answer this question also. Okay, this I just simply to let you guys know how we making the ganache. In I think it's in Tuesday or Wednesday. You guys need to recheck the schedule. I forgot already. They have a chef to explain the chocolate for you guys. Okay, so now I'm making for the dark chocolate on here. Okay, dark chocolate. This is a dark chocolate ganache. If you see this line. Okay, so all this is the minimum and maximum. Example, now if now I want to put more of the liquid, you can see more liquid content in the ganache will be affect the short shelf life, but we're giving you a good texture on here. That's mean if now you guys want this ganache feel, okay, this ganache feel very soft, very nice. When when you put inside for your mouth, it's easy to melting inside your mouth. Okay, then we need to put more of the liquid content. So I can give you a maximum liquid content on here, 25%. Okay, we cannot go more than 25%. If you move more to 25%, always they have a balancing on here. So now I too much of the fat. My fat maybe is content around like 80%, and my liquid is almost like 20%. When you put the fat and liquid both combined, they cannot emulsify together. What is emulsify? Emulsify, that means the fat and the liquid, they both combine together, like become one solid together. Okay, one molecular together. Okay, so they can, the fat, if you fat a lot, they can cover the fat with the moisture, with the molecular. So when you eat it on your tongue, you won't feel this item will be spread. Okay, so this is a maximum for you, 25%. If now, okay, I want a good texture, but this ganache, I put the liquid on 25%, I have a small problem. This problem is my shelf life very, very short. After 3 days, this ganache will start to get fungus. Why? Because you put a lot of the liquid content inside at here. Okay, so second, for the fat content on here, if puree ganache, fat content around 10% on here. Okay, so now ganache, they have a lot of flavor. Example, nut flavor, pistachio, almond, hazelnut flavor, or you be using something like no cheese flavor, no the cheese flavor, because cheese is not possible to keep the shelf life longer. Okay, so second is a fruit flavor ganache. A fruit flavor ganache, we always, okay, fruit, did the orange or mango contain a lot of fat? No. Okay, the puree normally they not contain the fat. Okay, so that is a problem. If now I using a orange, I give you an example, I put orange flavor inside, I push orange ganache inside, so my orange don't have content a lot of fat. What I should do? I should add back the fat content inside. So on this one, maybe I put my orange ganache inside, my fat content only 8%. So how I need to do? I need to add 2% more of the butter into this ganache. Understand? So that's why on here we have a guideline for you guys. It's not simply to say, chef, I need to change this and straight away change it. If you change it, sometimes you get feel. Why you get feel? Because both the molecular is not same. They cannot match it together. Okay. So second, sugar, minimum sugar 29% to 30%. Okay, this is the sugar. If the sugar will affect the shelf life, more sugar, you can keep the shelf life more longer. That's why you guys always eating the factory, a big factory. When you buy some chocolate to eat the big factory, always have one problem. You guys will feel the product come up very, very sweet. Why very, very sweet? Very simple, because they need a shelf life. Okay, so in the shelf life and the texture, in this two, you need to choose. Okay, either you can see why the big factory, the shelf life, the chocolate come out can give you 1 year, expire in 1 year. Okay, because they need a shelf life longer, so that's why they need to put more sugar content inside the product. So like that, they will cut down the liquid part. When they cut down the liquid part, the taste is not nice. Okay, so it's balanced. Okay, example, dark chocolate and milk chocolate. So you want to counting this one, you can see all the dark chocolate, milk chocolate, the fat content is not same one here, 21%, 22%. This is how I'm doing for my recipe. Okay, clear? Okay, so next, I will go to the how do I get a really vibrant color for the macaron? Okay, coloring for the macaron. Okay, guys, coloring always coloring normally you just remember in our whole world, coloring on that there's a lot of type of the coloring, correct? So you guys should always confused. Very simple. Actually, for all this coloring, I always separate to two family. One, I call it fat solution. Okay, that means the color only can dissolve inside the fat. One, I call it water soluble. That means the color only can dissolve inside the water content. How you guys testing this one? Even the fat solution, they have a liquid type, they have a gel type, or they have the powder type. Okay, if you go to the water water solution, right? Okay, they also have water type, liquid type, gel type, and powder type. Actually, both is the same. Okay, so if you guys want checking like that, you guys can get a small water, get some color, either color powder or color gel, put into the water. If you feel the water can dissolve the color, that's mean okay, this is for water type. So if you put the fat type, normally fat type, the coloring what they're using, okay, vegetable oil. Normally they put the plum oil with the color powder. So if you put the plum oil into the water, what will happen? The coloring just floating on the top. It won't be dissolved. Okay, this is how I need to solute a water type or the fat type. So I give you an example. Buttercream. Hold on a second, guys. I need to check the. Okay, buttercream. So I using for the Italian meringue buttercream, correct? And now I using for Italian meringue buttercream, and now I need to put the color inside. Okay, when I want to put the color inside for the Italian meringue buttercream, okay, so you guys thinking, you guys want to put a fat soluble or water soluble? Which one I need to put? I need to put the fat one or water soluble in the buttercream. So some person will say, Chef, I need to put a fat soluble. But now I told you, both I also can put inside for the buttercream. How? Okay, first, fat soluble. I can mix with my butter. My butter is a fat content. So my butter can dissolve the coloring very well. Okay, but you don't forget, in this Italian meringue buttercream, Italian meringue is what? Meringue is what content? Meringue is water, correct? Egg white is content 88% is water. Okay, another is protein. Okay, so on this situation, I can use my meringue to dissolve my color soluble. So if now I want to put my color soluble, I can put inside my Italian meringue. If now I want to put my fat content soluble, I can put in my butter to dissolve it. Actually, both I also can use. So depend on you guys. Macaron, okay? Macaron, I will suggest you guys can use a water soluble, but sometimes some chefs they also use a fat soluble into the macaron. Why? Because fat soluble. In macaron, did you have a fat soluble inside the macaron? Yes. Nut, ground almond. Ground almond is a natural fat on that. Okay, they have a natural fat content. So actually the nut also can dissolve the fat soluble. Correct? And Italian meringue can dissolve the water soluble. So on here, you guys need to check which one you guys want to using. Okay. So for me, for the water type or the gel type also can. Okay. Why my macaron taste is too soft? Okay. First, you guys know what macaron actually tastes like. How? Okay. First, macaron outside should be crispy, a little bit crispy. Inside is chewy. Okay. Actually, macaron and dacquoise is same thing. If you see the ingredient, both is the same item in the macaron. Okay. You can see that. I give you an example. Okay. So macaron, what the ingredient in the macaron? Okay. Ground almond, egg white, okay, and icing sugar, 3 items. What is the dacquoise? Okay, the dacquoise in the ingredient. Ground hazelnut, normally ground hazelnut, egg white, and icing sugar. Do you see both is a 3 item, both is the same item. Okay, so actually both is the same thing. Like if you told me your macaron is too soft because if maybe you put in a chiller in a humid place, put too longer time. Normally I serve macaron, how I serve it? After I done all my macaron, okay, so I will pipe the filling. After pipe the filling, I will keep inside to the freezer. If you keep inside to the freezer, you can keep for 1 month. After that, when you guys want to serving for the macaron, okay, how you guys need to serve your macaron? You cannot direct from a freezer straight away to a room temperature. If you direct from a freezer, normally freezer what temperature, guys? Negative 40 Celsius. 40 Celsius, negative 40 Celsius. When you put in the room temperature, your room temperature normally is like 30 Celsius. In the temperature between is too much between already. So if you straight away like that, the macaron will start to soggy. You start to sweating a lot of the water. So like that, you make your macaron soft. So the question is actually is how you guys serving the macaron. Okay. So normally I serving the macaron. Imagine tomorrow I know I want to eat my macaron. I will from a freezer take out, put inside to my chiller. at least give him around like 12 hours to let the temperature won't suddenly from 40 Celsius go to 30 Celsius. At least the temperature from 40 Celsius slowly go to 1 Celsius, 2 Celsius, 3 Celsius. So if you're eating like that, they don't have a lot of a problem on that. Okay. So can we ask a question about the eggless macaron as well? Guys, sorry, the eggless on here, we are not in this program. I will let another chef answer for you guys on another program. Okay. So if you guys asking the question is not about a basic French pastry, maybe I will skip your question. You guys ask in the next, because like that you're very confused with too much of the student. We need to answer one by one. Sorry. Okay. And hi, this is my, okay. I have tried the macaron, but they didn't raise up as much. Okay. Sharing link of the okay. I click the ring. Let me check. Okay. So for this question, I have tried the macaron, but they didn't raise as much. Sharing the picture link along. Okay, I saw your picture. Okay, this picture is overfold. Okay, it's overfold already. That's mean when you're folding that time. Okay, there have two reasons on here. Okay, first reason. Okay, and I see your center. What is that feeling? Can I know? Okay, I saw your feeling is like jam. Okay, like jam flavor. Okay, so it's a jam flavor on that. I not already suggest you only put the jam because macaron is very sweet already. If you put the jam, it become more sweeter. Okay, and second, I saw your picture for the macaron. This is overflow of the macaron. The bubble, the air bubble already collapsed on that. Okay, second, okay, your piping. When you're piping, you're using too longer time. So if you're piping using too longer time in the piping bag, that also have a problem on that. Okay, or third reason, when you whip up your meringue, you whip up not enough. Okay, that's made a little bit like maybe like soft medium. So you can whip up your meringue more content air bubble inside. Okay, so soft and sticky. What's the meaning soft and sticky? I'm sorry. And you guys want to know, macaron actually when you eat inside is sticky, it's chewy, sticky one. Okay, this is a real texture for macaron. Okay, if you guys don't like this texture, you guys can bake the macaron more longer time, or you guys can dehydrate it. But original macaron should be outside crispy, inside is chewy. Mix curd well, adding whole egg in the cupcake. Cupcake later first, Add my chocolate vanilla flavor. What's the meaning is add my chocolate vanilla flavor? I'm not understand. Can you guys bring down the question again? Okay, so this okay. So how to storage the macaron? What is the shelf life? I told you guys already. Put inside for the freezer. Okay, you guys can keep for the shelf life at least 1 month. So after 1 month, if you guys want to eating, want to serving before 12 hours, please bring down to the chiller. Let him defrost in the chiller. Don't straight away defrost in room temperature. They will come up a lot of sweating. So if the water come out, then your macaron will absorb the moisture. So your macaron become very soft. Okay. What is the correct stage to add the food gel color for macaron, chef? Okay. So what is the correct stage to add the food gel color of macaron? Okay, now we're making this French meringue, right? Actually, when you guys add anytime, when you guys whip up the meringue, you can put with the coloring with the egg white. Okay, but make sure when you put any color inside with the egg white, make sure it's liquid type. Don't put fat soluble inside. Understand? If you want to put the fat soluble inside, you need to put in the almond paste. Okay. So what is the ideal time for the macaron to get dry before bake it? Okay, for this question, what is the idea to put the time for the macaron get dry before baking it? Okay, so this is a question, it's depend your humidity. I give you an example. Now, if you guys in India, okay, maybe now you in South India. South India always is quite summer, it's quite hot. So when the area is quite hot, that means the humidity is quite high because the water on outside they keep evaporate. When they keep evaporate, all your air is contain high humidity. Okay. If now sometimes you guys in North India, it's cool area, so the water is difficult to evaporate that time. Okay. So your area on that is quite dry. So if imagine now you guys need to depend on your humidity. If now my humidity is 80%, so of course you take more longer time to dry the macaron. Maybe you take it 20 minutes to 30 minutes. Okay. If now you guys in North India, maybe you after you bite, okay, 5 minutes, the macaron is dry. Okay. So this is depend for your humidity on that. It's difficult to let I give you the answer how long to dry it because I cannot promise the timing for you. Okay. So how I want to check it for macaron is dry. Use your hand, touch the macaron shell, touch the skin. If the skin won't sticking for your finger, that means okay. Okay. So normally I check always like that. I touch my skin, the skin is won't sticking on my finger. You can straight away bake it already. Okay. Second reason, sometimes you guys will feel I make a macaron too big portion. Maybe I make a too huge portion already. I don't have the time to waiting for dry. So I will suggest you guys can do like that. So sometimes I have an intensive class. Okay. One day I need to bake around 200 of the macaron. So how I need to bake 200 of the macaron, I will open one more oven. The oven, I will set the timer. I'll set the temperature. Okay. I set the temperature 35 Celsius. 35 Celsius, okay, is room temperature. It's like room temperature. Then I put my macaron around 5 minutes. I take out. So I will touch the skin. The skin is dry. Yes, I can bake it. I can bake in another oven. Okay. So next. Okay, thank you. Many times my macaron stick to the steel pad. How do I avoid it? Okay. Stick with your steel pad, you have a few problems. Okay. Sometimes that means your temperature not enough, and sometimes overflow. Your mixture overflow it. Okay. Or third, your macaron haven't fully cooked. Okay. Your macaron haven't fully cooked. So, and fourth, okay. Fourth, when you bake your macaron, after you bake your macaron still hot, right? Straight away, you don't straight away remove from the steel pad because the mixture is still hot. Your sugar is still sticky. So if you guys bake the macaron from the oven, okay, on your steel pad, just let it fully cool down until become totally room temperature. You only remove from the steel pad. Then you can see that like that will be okay. Okay, because for first I doing macaron, right? Always the macaron come out, I need to rushing or I want to see my product. So I will take out my macaron from the steel pad. But I realize when I take my macaron in the steel pad, my macaron still warm. Okay, my sugar is still haven't fully crystallized. It's still sticky. So like that, they have a problem always sticking with your steel pad. Okay, that is the reason why you guys the macaron sticking with your steel pad. These are 4 reasons you guys sticking that one. And a second, if you guys want, right, okay, you don't want to using for the steel pad, I will give you guys using a parchment. Also, it's a nice product come out because when I'm baking, I also like to using the parchment to baking. Okay, you don't use steel pad, you can try to use parchment. Okay, if you want to avoid this one. Okay. So how to enchant the dark color into the macaron? You want to put the dark color in macaron. What's the meaning dark color? It's totally black color, or you want like cocoa powder, chocolate color, the like brown color. Okay, you want a fully black or fully dark. These two, which one you want? Okay, so if you want fully black color, I would suggest you guys using coloring. Okay, using coloring inside. Okay, second, if you want the cocoa powder, just put the cocoa powder. That's it. You can get the nice color already. A dry shell. What is meaning a dry shell? Very simple, guys. For the macaron, if you want sometimes macaron have 2 types. One I use for taste. I use for nice to taste one. Okay. A second one, okay, I use for decoration. Normally I decoration on my pastry. I can put on the side. to the pastry. So like that, for that, I need a dry shell. So like that, how you do it? Very simple. After you bake your macaron, you can put on the oven to let him like 80 Celsius to 100 Celsius, let the macaron fully dry. That means dehydrate. Same like how you guys dry your fruit. Okay, dry your fruit. So like that, you can get a very dry shell. But if you compare you eating, the taste won't be nice on that. Okay. Which type of the color we should be used for macaron, gel or powder, and we can use for the syrup for the flavor. Okay, this one I explained for you already. Gel or powder, both you also can use into your macaron. First, you want to know your color is fat soluble or liquid soluble. Which one? Okay, which one? So both you also can use in your macaron. Okay, they didn't have a specific of the color, the gel color or powder color you guys can use in the macaron. Okay, so and can we use a syrup for the flavor? Why you need to use a syrup for the macaron? Okay, you talking it's a Italian meringue or you guys need to brush a syrup. Okay, I will not really suggest you guys add the, if you want to add any flavor into your macaron shell. Okay, I will suggest you guys add a powder type. What's the meaning powder type? As example, now I want to do raspberry flavor for my macaron shell. I won't use puree inside in my macaron. Why? Because how the macaron can form up the dress? Because they have contain a lot of sugar. Okay, so why the macaron shell can be dry? Because contain a lot of sugar. If you want the macaron shell dry, because you need a lot of the sugar after the surface, it dry, so he formed the skin. So he formed the skin already. So when you're baking, the moisture cannot going up because they have a skin. So the moisture is going down. So that's why the skirt will be coming out for the macaron skirt on that. Okay, this is the reason. If now you guys using a puree or more water content inside the macaron shell, that have to make a big problem for your macaron. You cannot get a nice skirt or a nice dress on your macaron shell. So that's why even you go to France, most of the macaron shell, they don't have a lot of the flavor on that. They play the flavor into the filling. That is more easy and more straightforward on that. If you really want to play the flavor into the macaron shell, yes, you can do it. Okay, maybe you need to spend more money to buy a fruit powder. Example, you can buy a raspberry powder and put the raspberry powder into the macaron shell, so you can get a raspberry flavor. But normally, if you buy the fruit powder on that, they need a technique. It's called freeze dry. Okay, that's means they put the raspberry into a freezer, but that freezer have a very strong blower. So that blower keep blow the fruit until totally dry. So he can maintain the fruit flavor into the fruit and won't evaporate the he can dry the moisture from the fruit, but it still can maintain the fruit flavor inside the fruit like that. They won't take up the fruit. If now you guys use the fruit, put inside a dehydrator, you have a problem. They evaporate your moisture, they also evaporate your liquid. So your fruit, they have a lot of the flavor inside. So normally, if you guys want buying for that fruit powder, right? Normally they have a brand they call Sosa. Okay, Sosa fruit powder. Fruit powder, like raspberry powder, example like raspberry powder. You guys can search in the internet, but you have a problem, guys. That fruit powder is very expensive. I not suggest you guys using that one because it's over your budget. One of the bottle, when I buy in Malaysia, it can go to 150 ringgit. Okay, it's just like this amount only. You can example is how expensive of that. Okay, so if you guys want to get a fruit powder, then you guys can using that one. Okay, so we continue for the next. Hi chef, where do you put the recipe? Where do you put the recipe for color macaron, as I could not find them on the site. Guys, I don't have a color of the macaron in this such of the thing. Okay, you want to put your macaron shell with the coloring, please just put with the coloring. Okay, they don't have a, if you see whole world, most of the macaron recipe is similar same. Okay, they only have 3 products: icing sugar, dry almond, and egg white. These 3 products only. Okay, they don't have say carrying macaron. Carrying macaron always you see in the Instagram. Sometimes you guys don't see too much of the Instagram. See the person example like rainbow cake. If not, I'm making a rainbow cake. If I put in front of you, if imagine rainbow cake, you have 7 color. So if this 7 color, each color I put a different flavor. Okay, example like red color I put raspberry, blue color I put blue color. If all this color I put together, when you're eating the flavor inside, actually you taste nothing because all the fruit is already mixed inside. So when we're doing the product, right, when you guys doing the product, I will try that is nice in photo in Instagram only, but when it tastes, it's not nice to eat. Okay, so that's why you can see the most they put a lot of color product inside, right? When you put in front of you, I won't think you dare to eat the product because you know this using a lot of coloring. Okay, so like that is nice for photo. But of course, if you want doing like that, of course, welcome. You can just do it for different of the coloring powder. Okay, because too much of the flavor in one product, you don't taste too much the real flavor. So normally in one of the pastry, I put the flavor, I put 3 of the main flavor. Okay, first, what is your main flavor? Second, what is your side flavor? Okay, third, what is the thing can let the flavor can enhance this the main flavor come out? These 3 flavor, maximum 3 flavor in one product. You cannot put more than like 6, 8, 9 flavor inside. So when you're eating, actually you don't know what you're eating. Okay. So what mode to keep on while baking? I have a multi. Then they have a line of the impression. Okay, that's mean when you're baking the oven, when you're baking the macaron, you guys want to choose for the maybe for the mode for the macaron. I will just suggest you guys using for the top and bottom, the heat and with the fan. Okay, just use the top and bottom and with the fan. That's it. What brand of the conventional oven is best to use in a baking bread or cake? This is out of topic. Okay, and one thing is don't have such of the good brand. Okay, example, if you're using this brand, okay, it depends your budget. Okay, if now you have too much of budget, I also can use this oven to bake a nice product come out. Okay, because convention center they have too much of the brand, and all the brand they also will say they are the best. Okay, only depend on your skill how they're using their oven to bake the product come out. Okay, this is very important because for our chef we do a lot of the demo, and before the pandemic we go a lot of the country to do the demo. When they're doing the demo, actually I always using a different brand of the oven. So if I using of a different brand of the oven, very simple. Before I using for oven, I will go to test it. Okay, I will put something to test it. How long you get golden brown all this color. Okay, so this is how I testing my oven. Okay, and all the oven I also need to use it. Just simple. All the oven also can do it. I have tried to use a gas oven. The gas oven to bake the macaron. The problem is I need to keep open and close the door because I need to control the temperature. The temperature is not stable on that. So I now already prefer you guys using gas oven on that. Okay, what kind of the color product we need to use in the dough as well as a cream and many type of the color product. Okay, this is what I told you guys. I explained just now already. Okay, you guys want to make sure you guys check for the color, water soluble or fat soluble. These 2 only. You don't care about gel, powder, oil, all these items. Okay, you just very simple. You want to buy the very expensive powder type. Powder type is very expensive. Okay, if your income is allow you to buy the powder, the best one powder, you can get a very, very strong color. Okay, but if you have a lot of budget to buy the powder type, then you also can use a gel type or the oil type, no problem. Okay, so just want to find it which one is fat soluble or water soluble. That's it. Okay, what is the glucose? Just now I explained for the glucose ganache already. I make the chill cheesecake, but it was a jelly. I wouldn't question this one because it's out of topic. Maybe you guys can ask in the next topic because this didn't have a chill cheesecake here. Okay, because too much thing until you see almost 1 hour. I only expand the macaron only. Okay, Why is my macaron sometimes is okay? Any tips? Okay. Hold on a second. Okay. Why my macaron melt and dry? Okay. For first, this why your macaron melt and dry. Okay. If your macaron dry, that means you overbake. Okay. You overbake already. And my macaron is not crispy, too chewy. I think, guys, your macaron should be chewy. It's correct texture. Okay. Not crispy. If you want the macaron very crispy, macaron is not the biscuit, guys. You don't misunderstand. Even you go buy the macaron in France, that is not crispy texture. It's chewy texture actually. Okay. Why is chewy texture? Because macaron contain a lot of the sugar. Okay. While eating the whole egg in the butter cake. Okay, that one butter cake later first. What is a suitable of for the almond flour in the macaron? Almond flour, I don't think have what is suitable in the macaron. Almond flour, the best choice is the almond flour inside the macaron. Why? Because almond, they have a certain of the fat content in all the nut. Example, almond is 50%, hazelnut is 55%, go to 60%. So if now you guys use hazelnut in the macaron, grind hazelnut into the macaron, you have a problem. You cannot get a nice skirt because the ground hazelnut too much fat content. When you're baking, they split a lot of the oil. So that is the best choice for you, ground almond. Okay, that's mean almond flour. While adding the whole egg in the butter cake, wait, can the eggless can be made? No. The eggless, ask for the next class, please. The pastry that you have made in the recipe, they have made without the egg. Okay. Any tips for setting the oven temperature while baking macaron? Okay. Any tips for setting oven temperature when you're baking the macaron? So normally it depends. Now the standard size is like that. This standard size is around like 50 cents. Okay. This 50 cents of the macaron, normally if like I get the ruler. Okay, 3 cm of the macaron, right? Normally, I'll use the temperature 140 to 145. If now my macaron more bigger, that means I maybe go to 5 cm to 6 cm, I can use more higher temperature. More bigger macaron, you should use more higher temperature. More smaller macaron, now I do a macaron 2 cm. So I can use the temperature 130 to 140. Okay. 1 second, I check the picture. Hold on a second. Let me check the picture. Just they have a. Okay. For the picture, have one person sending me for the picture for the macaron. It's very nice. It's nothing happened. What? Why you sending this picture? It's quite nice. I saw in the picture on that. Okay, they don't have any problem with that. Okay, it's okay. The surface is very nice. Okay, at least when you make sure when you remove the macaron, right? Make sure the macaron is fully cool temperature, room temperature before you remove from a seal pad. Okay, if not, the macaron is warm, it's sticking with your seal pad. Okay, it's very good for this. This is my macaron, chef. Okay, chef, can I use the cocoa powder to make a chocolate ganache? If you want to use a cocoa powder to making for your chocolate ganache, I not very suggest it because very simple. Chocolate powder is cocoa powder is very dry item. You don't have a fat content inside. So like that, you need to remember just now I show you this. I show you guys in this picture. Okay, chef, can I use the cocoa powder to making for the chocolate ganache? If now you're using the cocoa powder, you don't have a cocoa butter on here, 70%. You don't have a chocolate commercial on here, 50%. So how you need to making for the chocolate ganache? Okay, it's not possible to making that one. Okay, you only can make a cocoa paste only. It's very, very bitter. Even you add the sugar, also the taste is different. For unsweet whipping cream, suggest which brand to use in the India. For this unsweet whipping cream, actually it depends if your budget allowed. Okay, you can use Eleville for the French brand if your budget allowed. Normally in here we use Anko. Okay, we use Anko. So actually the whipping cream, actually you guys make sure your whipping cream must be content 35%. Okay, this is very important. Okay, why 35%? 35% whipping cream, that means the milk fat content inside is good for do all the pastry. Some of the cream that contain more higher fat. Example, some of the cream is like 48%. That is double cream. Okay, 48%. If imagine 48%, that's means a lot of fat content. If now you put inside your ganache, what happened? That's means more fat, less liquid. So when you're eating, your ganache become more solid, more hard. When you eat, it's more solid and more oily on your tongue. Okay, so not say the percentage more higher, then get more nicer. They need to balance. Okay, how to get a smooth top on the macaron? Okay, for this, how you guys get the smooth top on macaron? Very simple. Make sure you guys folding that time. When you guys checking the mixture, you touch the center, the drop on here, they can disappear on 5 to 10 seconds. You smooth down, then it's okay already. Hi chef, can we use a powder color to take the macaron? Yes, you can use the color powder to take the macaron. Hello chef, can I have your kindly help us to the flavor combination for macaron? Okay, for combination of the macaron on here. So for macaron combination, I will suggest you guys use more sour acidic item. Okay, acidic item, that's mean like exotic. You can pair with lemon, yuzu, lime, berry flavor, also is sour flavor, cherry, raspberry, this kind of the flavor, or nut flavor. Nut flavor normally is most person, our Asian always like nut flavor. Okay, our Asian always like nut the flavor. It's more easy to combine for the nut flavor. Okay, I give you an example. Now I'm making for the flavor for hazelnut, milk chocolate hazelnut. So milk chocolate, what you guys can combine with orange flavor, orange milk chocolate, like that. Okay, actually they have a chart for that. Hold on a second, I go check where my hold on, I open the chart for you guys to see how to combine the how you guys combine the flavor. Okay, so actually you guys can go to search this book, the pastry chef. The PowerPoint I will send for you guys, don't worry. Okay, after finish this class, I will ask our staff, okay, our office staff to send for you guys. Okay, so I let you check this one. Okay, here. Okay, did you guys see on here? Okay, do you see it here? The classic and the combination on here, the combined flavor. This is a very good chart for you guys. Example, coconut on here. What's the coconut can be matched with the flavor. Example, coconut is matched with dark chocolate, milk chocolate, white chocolate, orange coconut, lemon or lime. Because orange, lime, and lemon, this kind of thing is quite exotic flavor. So it's very easy to match it. Like I give you another example, coffee, dark chocolate, milk chocolate, this kind of thing. So even you can see, you not only can do the pastry, you can do the savory item. The savory item also, you can see like I give you example like got cheese, okay, or the got cheese, dark chocolate, milk chocolate, white chocolate not suitable, okay, orange is suitable, lemon is suitable, lime is not suitable. So this is a guideline for you guys, how you guys want choosing for your flavor inside. This is not only for the chocolate, it can be a lot of a thing, a lot of the combination. Normally when I doing for the flavor, right, you know how I do it. Always when I go to the like a bar or anything, I will see how they're making for the mocktail or the tea, you know, what you call the milk tea, so how they're playing this kind of the flavor into the drink. So actually they have a match, like the bartender, normally bartender, they need to, example, they put the mint, they like to put what, lime with mint. So you guys can see the flavoring, the combination on this kind of a thing on your area, what you guys always eating, this kind of thing. So next, let me check. Okay, I need to go faster because I drag too long already on here. Okay, can you give me a recipe for color macaron in French method? Guys, same. Coloring for macaron don't have this type of a thing. You want to put any color in the macaron, just get our recipe for the macaron, okay, or Italian macaron, okay. And here we have a dark cocoa powder macaron. We're using a cocoa powder. You guys can go to the basic cookie class, see the macaron on there. They're using Italian meringue. So you guys just take out the coloring. You guys just put another coloring inside. That's it. Hi chef, how can we get the dark yellow purple red macaron if you want to do the gel color? If my flavor is brand gel, this you can use this gel to put. Okay, if you want to put any macaron, because this have a cocoa powder macaron here. So if you want to using that one, just take out the cocoa powder and replace back, okay, the ground almond. Replace back the ground almond and just put the coloring inside. Okay. How much gram for the fruit powder if into the macaron shell? So this question, how much gram of the fruit powder into the macaron shell, you can give, you need to test it by, you can use this recipe for the cocoa powder. Okay, you just replace the fruit powder to the cocoa powder there. Okay. So chef, how many topics are we covering today and how long will be this session? This until I think it's until 5. Okay, this topic only is based, today our topic is only basic French pastry. Okay, so you guys maybe can go back to the Facebook to check the schedule on that. Okay, I cannot in one day explain too long theory. If I can explain later, we also can save inside our brain. While adding the whole egg in the butter cake, this butter cake, wait first, chef, is not out of topic. Can you explain difference of the between the glucose and inward sugar? Also, is what is inward sugar? Okay. Inward sugar. Okay, guys, how about like that? My chart is not haven't ready for the inward sugar. Glucose and inward sugar, that question, I will give a schedule for you guys. That topic, I only explain the all sugar for you guys. Is possible because the sugar I need to take. I give an example. If now I want to explain the sugar, right? Okay, I have a long theory I need to explain. I need almost 2 hours to explain. Same like this one. I give you, see, you can see on here my chart. They have a long theory on that because later now it's almost I left 1 hour to expand. Only now I only going to the macaron only. So I have a lot of things if you want. So this we follow by the schedule, okay? So for the inward sugar, I explain for you in the next. I'm new in the baking. What is a recommended brand of using for that? I can starting for baking. For the brand of the oven, okay? For brand of the oven, maybe you guys can go search more, okay? Actually, if your budget allow, of course, you can buy more expensive one for the Europe brand. If your budget is not allowed, you guys can using like our Asian oven, like Taiwan, this kind of the brand, because it's more cheaper budget. So Chef, we can review the PowerPoint. Okay. So hi Chef, the last time Chef told last time Chef and Chef now also saying the page in the slides to admin sent to us, but they didn't send to us. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, I will ask the admin to send you guys. Okay, I'll ask the admin to send you guys. Okay, I will make sure I get them. Okay, would be the grateful if you send me the PowerPoint later. I can join. Okay. Okay, if we're doing a celery macaron, do we do the put the sugar into the macaron shell? Yes. If you do a celery of the macaron shell you're still putting for the sugar inside. Only you want to play with the filling. Okay, so you need to make like a paste type of the filling, like curry paste, this kind of the thing. Okay. I not understood we can put the powder color and gel type, but no liquid color. Okay, guys, now very simple. If now you're using a color type of the powder, right? Just like that, if you want to put a powder type, the color into your product, okay? So get the color powder, put a little bit of the water, just dissolve the color powder and mix inside to your mixture. That's it. Okay. So now I going to the next section. Hold on a second. Next section. Okay. Okay, baklava. Okay. So any question for this baklava? Can you guys start to put down? I see a lot of person who are asking for the PowerPoint slide. Okay, that one I will go refer back. Okay, I will go refer back to our admin team. I see what happened. Okay. Okay. Any question for baklava, guys? No one. If no question, I will straight away jump for the next item. Okay. Okay. Cupcake. Okay. Okay. What will acid to the meringue? Okay. First, what will be acid to the meringue? The meringue put the acid inside to the meringue first for the taste, because meringue always have a problem. It's very sweet. Okay. So if you want doing like that, you can put the acid. At least you have sweet and sour together. Second, acid can make the egg white is more stable. Example, did you hold on a second, give me drink of water first. Okay. So acid. But do you guys have experience cook the poached egg before? If you see some culinary video, right? Sometimes like culinary program, the TV show program, when the chef always like the Golden Ramsay, they teach you guys cooking for the poached egg. They in the water they'll put some vinegar inside. why they need to put the vinegar inside? Because vinegar also type of the acid. So when the acid, egg white, what is the egg white? It's protein. So when you put the acid inside, the egg white will be like curdle. You will start to curdle the protein, let the protein become cover it, become more solid a little bit, more stable. So that's why some person, when they put the making for the meringue, they like to put like acid inside, lemon juice inside, or cream of tartar. This kind of the thing all is acidic. So that's why this function is stable the meringue, let the meringue more stable, and let the meringue more whitening. Sometimes the meringue, when we up a little bit yellow color, so it become more whiter. Okay, so this is the reason why we need to put the acid inside. Of course, some of the chef like me in competition, when I put the acid inside, because I need the taste. I don't want the taste too sweet on my meringue, so giving some sour inside. Okay, for the meringue. Okay, so next, how we storage the baklava this after baking. When you storage for the baklava, I would prefer you guys go buy the silica gel. Okay, this is the silica gel. I go Google for you guys. Silica gel. Do you guys see this kind of a thing? The silica gel. This is a thing you guys keep inside. Okay, keep all your cookie, all the dry item into this. Okay, this cannot be it. You just put on the side. Okay, I would prefer you guys, when you guys buy, sorry, when you guys buy this blue color one. Okay, go to search where can buy the blue color one. Why I prefer you guys buying blue color? This always you guys see in your shoe, you guys see in some snack, you guys can see this. This silica gel function is absorb the moisture. Okay, buy blue color on here, because if the blue color silica gel, after they absorb the moisture, the color you turn it become pink color. So when you see the silica gel is pink color, that means you understand this silica gel is not function. So if this silica gel is not function, how you gonna do it? For me, I will put inside to the microwave or the oven, use a low temperature, okay, to let it rebake again, let it evaporate the moisture, then you can keep reuse. That means this item, this silica gel, if you buy 1 kg, actually you guys can keep reuse. Okay, don't have a problem. Okay, so next, how to get a stable buttercream over the cupcake for shine of the buttercream. Okay, how to get the stable buttercream for over and shine on the buttercream? Actually, for this buttercream, right, I told you just now, I have explained for you guys already for this question. Okay, first, if you want to see where you guys put your pastry, if now you put in the pastry in the chiller, I would prefer you guys just using the Italian meringue buttercream. So Italian meringue buttercream, you guys can go check for the class basic entremet. Basic entremet, you have a mocha cake at there. Just use the buttercream on that. Okay, just use the buttercream at that recipe. Okay, and if you want keep your buttercream shine, it's not possible you guys want to keep your buttercream keep shining. That is not your buttercream shining, is because your buttercream getting melting. Okay, if you put a warm temperature, you can try bite the buttercream. After that, you put a warm under the sun, you can see the buttercream very shine, right? Why the buttercream very shine? Because the butter is starting to melting. That's why the buttercream come out very shine. And sometimes it's the picture problem. Okay, the person taking the picture, they reflect the light on that. Okay. So sometimes you guys will see too much of the like Instagram. After that, then you guys see how I make to this shining effect. Of course, the photo when they're taking, they have adjust. Of course, if you want to doing like that, I also can use that technique. I glaze a neutral glaze on the buttercream, but it's not practical on that part. Okay, correct temperature for baklava. So what is meaning correct temperature for the baklava? Very simple. When you guys, this we call dehydrate. Same like how you guys dehydrate your fruit. Okay, how you guys dehydrate the fruit. Always when we need to dehydrate, use the temperature 80 Celsius to 100 Celsius. Okay, only between how you guys how to make longer on that. Okay, this is dehydrate, so you guys just use the temperature 80 to 100 Celsius and make sure the color won't burn. That's it. Okay, actually you guys know why it's dehydrate. For the old fashioned, how they dehydrate the fish, the salty fish, you guys know, right? Hold on a second. Okay, you guys know the salty fish before, right? For the old person, how they want to storage their fish, they will need to put the salt and put, after that they put under the sun, right? Okay, when they put under the sun, that technique is called dehydrate. Okay, same like your baklava now. Okay, if you want the meringue crispy, same, we not put under the sun. Now we put on the oven, but make sure the oven, you need to below 100 Celsius to dry the baklava. Okay, yes, chef, if replace the vanilla cup to red velvet, what should we do? I try replace the chocolate, but it's not look too good. Of course, the color contrast is not too good. If you want to put the red velvet, normally you guys see the red velvet, normally they like to put a cream cheese on that. Okay, the white color one. What's going wrong when we have a pedal to side of the cupcake lining when we baking? What's going on when we have a pedal to side of the cupcake? For this question, did you have a picture to let me have a look? At least I know what happened. Okay, for your question. Okay, so next. Okay, why some of the meringue has lot of the sugar, normal sugar and low sugar quantity? Okay, on here this sugar part, right? I explain for you in the next. Okay, because sugar I can explain for you why we, if imagine now you guys always are using for sugar. I understand a lot of person always will complain, chef, if I now are using a sugar into my baklava, I feel the sugar very sweet. Okay, I feel the sugar very sweet. So like that, you have a solution like that. Okay, now you don't use the sugar. I give you guys a suggestion. You guys use trehalose. Okay, trehalose. Okay, they call it trehalose or esomate. Okay, if you compare these two of the sugar, the percentage for the sweetener percentage is very low, but the function is almost same like a sugar. Okay, it can reduce your sweeteners. Okay, it can reduce your sweeteners. The problem is very expensive, the sugar. I'll give you an example. Now, if now I want to put my buttercake, a lot of person complain it's very sweet. So now my buttercake is 1 kg of the sugar. How I need to reduce my buttercake sugar? Okay, I get 500 grams of the sugar. I change the 500 gram sugar to esomate. Okay, so some person you feel weird. What is esomate, chef? Okay, that's why I need open one more page, one more schedule to get to explain for you guys the sugar, because sugar it can go to more than 10 type. Okay, more than 10 type, 15 type of the different of the sugar. All sugar have a different function on that. That is a problem. Okay, so if now I change to esomate, when eating this one, the buttercake, you won't feel too sweet, this buttercake. Okay, so I have a problem. 1 kg sugar, normally I buy in ringgit, I convert in the ringgit. If 1 kg sugar I convert to the ringgit, it's around like maybe I count it for USD, easy for you guys to understand. Okay. Okay, so if now I use 1 kg of the sugar, right? Normally you guys buy is 7 cents. Okay, 7 cents on the USD. Okay, it's not even $1. It's not even $1. So if now you guys change for the Exomat, right? 1 kg of the Exomat, it costs you 7 USD. It costs you 7 USD. So a question for you guys: can you guys change all your product go to Exomat if the Exomat can reduce your sugar, but it still maintain the same function? Can you guys use 7 USD to create one pastry? It's not possible, correct? That is a problem. So if you guys want to play with the sugar, you guys need to mix the sugar, let the cost lower. So that's why you guys sometimes you guys go to France, you guys buy a petit gâteau, you guys buy a fan pastry to eat, it costs you almost like €6. Okay, why? Because the ingredient used expensive. That is a problem. You cannot compare a very expensive product and a cheaper product like that. Okay, so if you guys want to making the taste nicer, sometimes if you want to doing like that, then you guys need to start spend more money. So like that, you guys need to understand the sugar, how they function the sugar. So it's because your ingredient. So you understand the ingredient, you easy for you guys. Okay, the sugar I explain for you next. Okay, hi chef, the chocolate glaze that used in condensed milk, it is a sweetened condensed milk like F&B brand. We cannot use the unsweet evaporated milk, right? Yes. Okay, for these ladies, hi chef, for the chocolate glaze that used in condensed milk, it is the sweetened condensed milk like F&B brand. Okay, that is a condensed milk. We cannot use the unsweet evaporated milk. Yes, cannot, because the glaze on that, right? Normally you need the glaze shining. They need contain a lot of the sugar. The sugar to keep the surface shining. So that's why you need the condensed milk. So I prefer you guys, if you guys don't like this neutral glaze, you guys feel too sweet, two options for you. One, when you guys glazing the glaze, this one, when you guys glaze this cake, make sure you guys glaze a thin layer. Make sure it's thin layer. So normally, why we need to glaze the cake on here? If now you only without glazing, you just put your cake and mousse inside, you put in the outside the chiller, you just put in the cake shop, you have a problem. Your cake or mousse will start become dry. Okay, that is a problem. If your cake become dry, one day you can start drying. If now you glaze with the chocolate cake, okay, so this at least can provide this cake 4 days. It won't easy to dry in the chiller. So that's why you can see now modern style of the cake, right? They like to put this glaze. First is because look nicer. Second is protect the glaze won't be get dry. Okay. So for the chocolate macaron, for the ganache, which cream, single cream or double cream used at the chantilly is proposed to put the glucose meringue with the mousse. Okay. First, chocolate macaron. Always when you guys use cream, okay, use contain milk fat 35%. Okay, contain milk fat 35% on that. Hold on a second. I need to find back the long chat again. Okay, second, meringue with the chocolate mousse. Okay, what is a blast freezer? Okay, guys, blast freezer, this is okay. Do you see this blast freezer? First, I give you see the blast freezer price first. Do you see here the blast freezer price on here? Okay, it's quite expensive on here. Okay, what is blast freezer? blast freezer, that's mean this freezer, it can go to -40 Celsius. Okay, -40 Celsius. This normally in a big factory or the hotel, we need to use the blast freezer because we need to freeze the product in a shorter time. That's why we need the blast freezer. But for you guys, no need using for the blast freezer. Only you need to take more longer time, except you have more budget to buy this blast freezer. Okay, normally if you guys working in home, okay, work for the pastry on home, just get your pastry, put inside for the freezer overnight, no choice. Okay, put in the overnight. But if now I put in the blast freezer, okay, I can use almost 20 minutes. I can freeze the thing. Okay, it's not possible when I demo the something for you guys, right? I need you guys after tomorrow to I will show you guys how to continue the thing, right? So that's why in more our pastry we need this blast freezer. Okay, it is 25 to 35 degree. What's the meaning 25 to 35 degree? Okay, 1 minute 1.24 minute. You set this to make sure what for the sabayon. For that, maybe I check back for you because the video is not I taking. I just answer the question on here. Okay, baklava. Why did you dip your finger in the water? And this is the recipe you use in the chiller. If we didn't have a chiller, can we use fridge or freezer? Okay, guys, did you guys understand what is chiller? Chiller actually that's mean fridge for you guys. Okay, chiller, fridge is the same thing. Okay, freezer is that's mean freezer, that's mean negative. The thing is negative. Okay, fridge that's mean 0 Celsius to 4 Celsius. 1 minute 25, you still sieve the cocoa butter and let him stay crispy. What if we didn't have in my country? What is suitable if I don't have cocoa butter? So if you don't have cocoa butter inside your country, right? Okay. If you don't want to use cocoa butter in the product in the baklava, okay, you guys can use white chocolate. Okay, just brush a white chocolate on that. That cocoa butter is help you guys won't get your product soggy. You say make sure we need to use a low heat, or I don't. We're going to. I didn't understand. I don't have any. I did not understand. How many days we can storage a baklava with silica gel with airtight container? Okay, how many days we can storage the baklava silica gel in the airtight container? Normally, if you guys want storage that one, make sure every time you guys need to go check your airtight the silica gel. If you guys want to storage the baklava, you can storage for 1 month. Okay, with the airtight container, with the silica gel, put the baklava 1 month for that. Can we storage a baklava in the fridge? If you guys the baklava in the fridge, that's mean, okay, you cannot storage the baklava in the fridge, okay, except you already doing some decoration and the filling inside. Normally, all the product inside for the international rules, okay, for the international kitchen rules, right? All the product inside the fridge only 4 days. That's been 0 Celsius to 4 Celsius. 4 days, all your dairy product, everything in hotel, or I need to throw it. I cannot be using because after 5 days, they'll start to come out the bacteria. This is the international rules. Okay, all the product into the freezer. Always your freezer need to -40 Celsius. You can keep for 1 month. Okay, so baklava, if your baklava is not with the filling, I will prefer you guys keep in the airtight container with the silica gel, so you can keep at outside room temperature for 1 month. If you after you filling, you put in the fridge 4 days. Should have a cupcake or a dome, or it should be slightly flat on the top. Okay, for the cupcake, okay, so it's depend on you guys. If now your cupcake, if you guys want to put any figurine on top, you guys can slice it, flat it, and after that, put the buttercream and put your figurine on top. If now your buttercream, your cupcake is not using for like any product, any decoration, you can a little bit dome and put the filling and put your decoration. Okay. I make the cool chantilly cream with the same measurement, but its result come out a little bit loose cream. Okay, So if this problem, you use a cool chantilly cream, a same measurement, but the result come a little bit loose of the cream, they have a few reasons. First, you already split the cream. Okay, when you whip up the cream already been split. Okay, that means you over whip the cream already. Okay. Second reason, when you're skilling the cream, your whipping cream put in the room temperature too long. That means your cream always make sure should be in the chiller. Okay, make sure your cream always make sure in the chiller. Why? Because if now your cream put in the room temperature almost like 1-2 hours, then you guys keep back to your chiller, right? Inside the molecular already unstable. When you whip up, it's very easy to split the thing. Okay, so I prefer you guys, when you guys buy the cream, make sure the cream always in a chiller temperature. What is chiller temperature? 0 Celsius to 4 Celsius. Okay, whipping cream is cannot keep inside the freezer. I explain for you guys. Okay, what the molecular item inside the whipping cream? Okay, milk fat, milk solid. Okay, what is milk solid? Milk solid, that means you guys can understand this is milk, a normal milk. So normally milk fat and milk solid both into the cream. Milk fat is 35%, correct? That means the fat content 35%. So the milk solid is almost like 65%. So both these items already emulsified, both molecular already combined together, the molecular. Okay, so if now you get put inside the freezer, okay, so around 4 Celsius to 5 Celsius, okay, what happened with the fat content? Your milk fat will start to separate out, because how you guys put the butter inside the freezer, you put the butter in the freezer, will become more solid, correct? So after 0 Celsius, your milk solid, that means your milk put inside the freezer, what happened? They were getting to freeze, become ice froze. So both molecular actually in the factory when they're making is combined together. So if now you guys put the whipping cream into the freezer, this fat will start to separate out, become one molecular, and the milk, okay, it start to become freezing. So both molecular is separate now. So when they whip, how they combine together, it's not possible they combine together back. And at least you need to go to the factory, or you guys have a certain technique to combine, emulsify together. Okay, so that's why this is because you didn't properly storage your cream or didn't handle your cream. When adding the whole egg into the butter cake, okay, the mixture is curdled. I add the egg slowly. Okay, bake 23 minutes at the 170 degree. The top didn't brown. Okay, answer this question. When you add the whole egg into the butter cake mixture, the mixture you're getting curdled. Why the thing is curdled? This is the theory, same like the cream. Okay, first you guys want to understand what is emulsified. Emulsified, that means now you have a fat and now you have a liquid. Both items you guys can emulsify, become one molecular. Correct? Okay, imagine now you guys get the water, you guys put the fat inside. What happened? Fat with water both cannot emulsify together. Correct? They cannot join together. They cannot combine to become one molecular. Okay, why? Because the fat always is floating on the top, right? So if now I told you guys I have a way to let both fat and liquid to combine together. How you need to combine together? You need 3 of the options. 1, friction. So second, when you create the friction that time, you create a lot of the speed. You need a very fast speed. You only can create the friction. When you create the friction you're getting what? Heat come out. The heat will come out. In these three techniques, they mix both the fat and the liquid both combine together. So they will start emulsify. Okay, they will start emulsify, become one molecular on that. Okay, so that's why this, imagine now you guys put the, always how you guys making for the butter cake. You guys use a butter and a sugar, beat until very fluffy, correct? Okay, beat until very fluffy. So now if you add eggs too faster, okay, you add the egg too faster, so they haven't have a time to emulsify. You already add the egg, so the thing you start become curdled. That is a first reason. Second reason, when your eggs you guys put in the chiller, the temperature too cold. Butter, what temperature it start become solid? Around like 10 Celsius, 15 Celsius, it start become solid. So if now you put the eggs inside, the eggs is cold egg. It's very cold temperature egg. You put the eggs inside, what happened? The butter, you start separate with the sugar and the water together. So they'll start curdling. So like this problem, I give you a solution on that. Okay, your eggs put in the room temperature. When you put your eggs slowly by slowly, that is the two reasons why your mixture will start curdling. Okay, and second, you bake 23 minutes at the 170 degree. Okay, the top didn't brown. Okay, this is actually what I told you guys. Okay, the oven on here, if you're testing the oven, you feel okay, chef, maybe you're using this oven, the chef you're using this temperature and this oven 170 Celsius, you can get golden brown. But if now you guys using, you feel, oh, no golden brown, very simple, just continue at the timer inside. Why? Because all the oven is different brand. So how our chef want to give you a correct answer? Same like I give you an example like a car. So each type of the car, okay, both is the different brand. When they're going to the same speed, okay, actually their engine, their function, everything is not same, correct? So you cannot compare. So for this, I will let you guys know. If you guys feel the top is not golden brown, very simple, just continue at the timer on that. Okay. Chef, my Italian buttercream most time see watery after making. What is I did wrong? Okay, very simple. Most very watery. Okay. So first, please check your egg white. Make sure your egg white no any fat content. Okay, that means you maybe have mixed some egg yolk inside. So your egg white cannot be whipped up. This is the first reason. Second reason, your egg white buttercream. Make sure when you guys add the butter inside, okay, don't too hot. That means the Italian meringue, because you guys put a hot syrup inside. If now you guys put a hot syrup inside, okay, hot syrup inside, this Italian meringue is very warm. So if you put your butter, what will happen? Melt correctly. Okay, all your butter is going to melt. That's why your buttercream is very liquid. Okay, I give you guys can do a small test. Get the butter after melt. After melt the butter, then you guys put inside for the chiller. What will become? He won't become a butter bag. He just become a ghee. Correct? That means the milk fat solution and the milk solid solution, they both separate. They cannot combine because they don't have a technique to emulsify the thing. So the both molecular, they separate it. So like that, that means the reason you see the watery after you mixing, because you put your butter in very hot Italian meringue. That means let your Italian meringue slightly cool down in the room temperature, then you only slowly to put your butter inside. Okay, get it? Maybe they want Korea star buttercream, chef different recipe. Okay, yes. Okay, what type of glaze is using to make a fruit shining for baklava? What type of the glaze is making for the fruit shining? Just put the neutral glaze on that. Apricot glaze or the neutral glaze on that. Okay, should the butter be soft for the butter cake? The butter just room temperature, no need be soft. Okay. What do I mix my chantilly cream is loose? Okay. I'm sorry if your chantilly is loose, it cannot be safe feedback. You only can show. Okay. So you need to handle your cream is very carefully on that. Chef, where do I get the basic instrument in our program? For Lisa, chef, where do you get the basic instrument in your program? If you have doing for the subscriber, if you doing have a basic subscriber for this case, maybe you can ask back the admin, because I'm not in charge for the website, so I don't know where they put the instrument on that. I believe if you guys have they have a certain of the program on that. Okay, they have a full-time program, they have Eclipse program. Maybe if you choose the Eclipse program, maybe you cannot see the instrument program. Okay. While I adding the whole egg into the butter cake mixture, they have curdled. I add the eggs. This I read a question for you. Please type it name. What is the suitable for esoma? Okay, esoma is a type of the sugar. I expect you in the sugar theory. It's not possible because you can see now it's 4:43 already. I haven't going to next page. Okay, there needs some time to explain. There's too much theory. I'm sorry. Okay, what is the shelf life for baklava? Just like I told you guys already, the shelf life for baklava is the shelf life for a baklava is almost like 1 month if you keep with the silica gel with airtight. Cream use, okay. What is your suggest that we can keep the baking a mousse cake? Okay, if you guys making a mousse cake, if you guys want to keep the mousse cake, you guys can keep in the freezer for 1 month. Okay, keep for the freezer for 1 month. After that, if you guys glazing for serving, only put inside for the chiller for 4 days. Chef, I tried the orange cheesecake baking for I'm sorry, I'm not answer for the orange cheesecake on that. Okay, we just follow back this schedule for all the baking recipe using our fan degree or traditional. What's the meaning degree or traditional? Normally we're using combi oven, normally with the fan. Okay, which type of the color is added in the cocoa butter and chocolate? Okay, which type of the color you adding in the cocoa butter and chocolate? Okay, guys, first you guys want to understand what is cocoa butter and chocolate. Cocoa butter and chocolate normally is fat. Okay, so you need to choose a fat solution of the coloring inside. Okay, how you guys want to check in for the fat solution of the powder, right? Very simple. The coloring, right? You can do it like that. Get some palm oil or vegetable oil and get your color, put inside the vegetable oil. Mix both together. If the coloring can mix with the vegetable oil, that means you can put inside your cocoa butter or chocolate. If the color cannot mix with the vegetable oil, okay, that means that is water solution. While add the whole egg in the butter. Okay, I answer already. Is my glaze too sticky? Okay, your glaze too sticky. So you need to check when you guys using the glaze. Make sure you guys using the glaze, always using the glaze temperature around like 28 to 30 Celsius. Okay, 29 to 31 Celsius. Okay, 29 to 31 Celsius is a good temperature for you guys using the glaze. If your glaze too sticky, that means your temperature lower than that temperature already. You go to 26, 27. So that's why your gelatin setting agent starting to set. How long we can storage a whipping cream in the summer for a long time? What you meaning? Your whipping cream you in the summer for a long time, you put in the chiller or without the chiller? Whipping cream, if you put in the chiller, always put inside the chiller. That means your fridge always 4 days. Okay. What is the percentage of the milk fat to get a perfect whipping cream? Okay, what is the percentage of the milk fat you can get a perfect whipping cream? 35%. Okay, 35%. That means normally you guys see all the milk fat we're using is just 35% on that. Okay, I give you guys see this one. Okay, please see this chart on here. Cream always using for the filling such as the cream chantilly as an additional of the ice cream or parfait base and mixed with the milk and eggs for quiche filling. Cream minimum fat content of 35%, double cream minimum fat content of 48%, thicker cream additional of the gelatin make for easily whipping. Cream fudge double cream, add with the additional of yogurt. Light cream minimum fat of at least below 20%. Okay, what is light cream? Normally is we call it cooking cream. Cooking cream is a light cream because when you're cooking for the soup or pasta, you only use a very high content of fat. Okay, sour cream contain 15% of the fat content in some acid. Okay, so you guys can see this one. Okay, for this one, I won't send you guys first. I will take 1 day to explain for you guys this one. Okay, I will send you guys in the chocolate one. Okay, so if dairy whipped cream is not what we can use non-dairy cream for create the ganache. Okay, guys, for if you're not using for the dairy cream, you can you using a vegetable cream? That means not dairy cream to doing a ganache. First, your dairy cream. Why always we choose a dairy cream? Because dairy cream, okay, they don't have content of sugar or anything. The taste is more nicer. If you're non-dairy cream, most in market you guys can buy is with sugar. So first, you don't know how many sugar you guys put inside. You guys put inside for the dairy cream. So like that, your ganache become more sweetest. Okay, this is the first reason. Okay, that's why always we use a dairy cream. The taste will be not nice if you use a non-dairy cream. And second is depend your healthy lah. Okay, vegetable fat, if you eat too much vegetable fat, it's not healthy on that. Okay, because the melting point is quite high. That means after eating for your body is very difficult to digest the vegetable fat. What is the reason for a dome cupcake? Is this caused only because too much beating or fast baking into the oven? Okay. On a second. Okay. So this one are too much beating. If you too much beating on here, right, you have a problem. Okay. If you're too much beating for your cupcake, okay, inside contain a lot of air. Okay, contain a lot of air. When you're baking that time, after you're baking, they will collapse a lot. They will like come out like this, a U shape on here. Okay, there's a U shape because inside, if imagine how they're building the sponge. The sponge when you're building, they have an air bubble inside and with the structure, correct? The structure is your eggs, your flour, all corrugated, all cooked. So that's why they bake until like a net come up, like the net, like the sponge. Okay. So if now you too much of air inside the air bubble is too big, that is a problem. Sometimes will be collapsed. Okay, or they get a U shape on that. What is the top cupcake stick after? Why is the top of the cupcake sticky after in fridge for 2 days? I don't understand what is meaning sticky. If is you put the fondant inside or anything, what is meaning is sticky. What the problem is, what item you bite on the cupcake is different. If now you put fondant on the cupcake, of course they will sticky. Okay, this is normal. Okay, because what is marzipan or fondant? Fondant is all sugar. If you guys put the sugar inside for the fridge, what happen? They will come up sticky, correct? Because they absorb the moisture. Can you share your idea how to make the eggless raspberry and white chocolate? Sorry guys, this eggless, maybe you guys can ask for the eggless class. Okay. We want to bake a macaron in a fan oven. Okay, you can bake a macaron in the fan oven. You don't have a big problem. Okay. Hi chef, how long we can keep a whipping cream? Okay, this. How about you store the yogurt after we open? Guys, this is what I told you guys. If for the international everything dairy product, you guys can keep inside for the chiller 4 days. You guys can maybe you go to study the product, the label. Actually, all they provide all they suggest you guys 4 days. You guys need to 4 days. You guys need to throw the product because after 4 days, it's very easy to bring out the bacteria. Of course, if you guys eat after 5 days have any problem, you guys cannot be sue the company because they already told you guys this. I just mentioned for you guys 4 days you guys can keep inside the chiller. If 5 days you guys still eating the product, you guys get food poison. That is not the big company business already. Okay, how to add the flavor for raspberry and white chocolate in the cupcake? Okay, so raspberry you guys can use so raspberry on that. Okay, so raspberry you guys can doing like that. Either you put a frozen raspberry or either you use a raspberry puree. Go to do the reduction. Okay, what's this meaning reduction? You use a raspberry puree, just cook until the paste, like the paste, and fold inside the cupcake. Okay, white chocolate, I not suggest you guys use the white chocolate into the cupcake. You guys can put with the frosting. That's mean the filling, you guys use the white chocolate. Okay, so and I give you nothing on the top but a little bit wet. Okay, that is maybe you can check for your storage problem. Okay, if you feel sticky, first your cupcake is not enough cooking, that's why it's sticky. Second, okay, your storage, maybe you guys make sure you just wrap properly, and when you guys put the cupcake into the freezer, make sure the cupcake is not warm. Okay, it's room temperature, you guys put inside. If not, they will steam. They have a steam on the, if you put too warm, they have a steam on the food wrap, the food wrap there. So the water, they'll make it the surface, the top, they have a wet. Okay. You can use it for the convention oven to baking for the oven. Actually, for me, I baking the oven, right? I baking for the macaron. Actually, if you give me 3 ovens, I also can bake. You can give me a deck oven, convention oven, even combi oven, I also can bake it. Okay. Only the way you need to make sure all your process is correct and your macaron, make sure the surface is dry. Okay. So next we going to, okay, this meringue I think is also finished. I saw some question on that. Fruiting island, okay, alpha tone. Alpha tone, have any question on that? You guys can choose alpha tone and saccharine. You guys can question these two now. Okay, alpha tone and saccharine baba. Okay, even turquoise also can. Turquoise also you guys can start to using the turquoise. Okay, you guys can question now. So I will see you guys question. Okay, because it's almost 5 o'clock already. Okay, so I choose this picture. Let you guys check this picture first. Okay, if no question for this three, okay, now I explain for you guys. Guys, for our pastry live, extend for you guys subscribe us. Okay, for pastry live, you need a very strong of the basic. Okay, that's why you guys choosing us. Okay, so don't worry, if you guys have any question, I will answer you. And some of the question I didn't answer, I'm sorry. Maybe we'll open one more of the schedule because it's quite tight of the time. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, I'll make sure we will answer you properly. And I saw some person of asking the PDF file. Okay, I will double check with our office team how they process on that. Okay, I'm sorry too also. Okay, now if you guys want to in the pastry life have a long jury, okay, so first I will need to very strong our basic first. Okay, first like I give you guys example 3 types of the meringue. You guys really understand what is meringue or not. And second, like cream on glaze, cream patisserie, this you guys also need to understand. Okay. So now let me show you guys the meringue first. Okay. Okay. First, 3 types of the meringue. French meringue. Okay. French meringue. You can see the ingredient basic of the French meringue is egg white and sugar. Okay. Egg white and sugar whipped until a certain of the peak. You can go to the soft, medium, hard. Okay, this is always. So what is the difference of the meringue, French meringue and Swiss meringue? The French meringue and Swiss meringue, you can see both ingredient is the same. For the Swiss meringue, also egg white and sugar, but egg white and sugar warm on the double boil or bain marie to 65 Celsius. Okay, very simple. Now when you guys choosing the meringue, example, now you want doing the mousse. Okay, you want doing a mousse on that. So in mousse, you don't want to choose. I give you guys choosing 2 meringue. One is French meringue, second is Swiss meringue. Which meringue you guys should be choosing? French meringue in the mousse or Swiss meringue in the mousse? Okay, so I will choose Swiss meringue. Why? Because Swiss meringue we have do the pasteurize it. We have pasteurized. That means I have pasteurized to 65 degrees. That means this meringue first mousse. Do you bake your mousse? No, you won't bake your mousse. Correct? After you do the mousse, you guys keep inside for the chiller or freezer. Okay, so if now I'm doing something like that, I will use Swiss meringue on my mousse. Okay, that's why I need to choose this Swiss meringue. So of course, if now I'm giving you guys choosing Swiss meringue and Italian meringue, of course you can choose Italian meringue. Why? Because Italian meringue have egg white and sugar, soft ball stage. Okay, what is meaning soft ball stage? This is very important. Okay, always you can see egg white and sugar, right? You guys can see this word soft ball stage here. 118 to 120. A mixture of the sugar and water cooked to 118 to 120 and pour to the egg white, and that will be whipped immediately. So the white is not cooking, and this is the most stable of a 3 of the meringue. Okay, so for this meringue, what is meaning soft ball stage? I give you guys open C1 of the this. Do you guys see this chart? Okay, if you see this chart, right, water syrup, when you guys cook all the syrup, right, different of the temperature, they have a different of the stage on here. You can see it here. Okay, like soft ball stage, if you guys cook 118 to 120. So what the item is suitable for fudge, fondant, praline, butterbomb, Italian meringue, mint cream, and classic buttercream, this kind of the thing. So firm ball stage, caramel candy, 123 to 125. This I also explain into the sugar way. Okay, because certain of the stage you can make a certain of the different of the product. If you get stronger for your basic, okay, this is very important. If you're stronger for your basic, so in the future you guys won't keep doing like asking chef, like, chef, how I need to change the flavor, because this you need to count about percentage. Okay, the percentage, and all of the product is same. I give you an example, souffle. Normally, what the souffle basic ingredient inside? Okay, souffle normally I use meringue, cream patisserie. Meringue and cream patisserie both mixing together, put inside for the hour, souffle come out. So if now I put my meringue and pastry cream, that's been cream patisserie. Okay, I put one more gelatin inside. I put a setting agent, souffle. Sorry, I put a meringue, and I put the cream patisserie and setting agent, gelatin. These three items together, okay, I put inside, put in the chiller to set, it becomes chibus, it type of the mousse. So you can see our pastry is very special. You can see when we're playing all the item, right, all the thing is playing a combination. Like example, a mousse, a basic mousse is whipping cream plus flavor and gelatin. These three items together become basic mousse. So this is how we need to strong our basic, so you guys will be understand how you guys doing like that. Okay, so I will send the PDF for you guys. Hold on a second. Hi chef, when I prepare a butter bomb, they have some liquid at the bottom of the mixture. May I know how to avoid it? Okay, so maybe if you guys have this problem, some mixture on your mixing bowl, right? If your pedal, your attachment, it cannot reach the bottom. So maybe you guys can just taking for the mixing bowl, just taking higher, slightly higher, let the attachment can whip until the bottom. Okay, just like that. And hi chef, how long we can storage the Italian meringue? If now, I not suggest you guys storage Italian meringue. Italian meringue, if you want storage, okay, one day for you. Keep in the freezer, but it cannot be used in the sponge. Because sponge, always when you guys mixing the sponge, I prefer you guys the Italian meringue is warm temperature. When you fold it inside, all right, okay, it's more easy to you guys mix well the thing. If now you use a cool Italian meringue, you're folding for the sponge, you have a problem. It's very difficult to mix well. When it's difficult to mix well that time, you guys want to mix more time, your sponge will easy to collapse. Okay, so if you want storage for Italian meringue, I only suggest you guys use something in frozen, something like in chiller or freezer. Okay, so just like that, I will send you guys the file. You guys can go back to study for the PDF file. So have any question? If no question, to that until here. Okay, I'm sorry about some of the question I didn't answer you. I will open the schedule again. I will discuss with our chef and our director. I'll open the schedule for you guys. Okay, then I will let you guys see. Don't worry. Sometimes I don't understand you guys will sometimes you guys will be maybe like missing the class. Okay, I know sometimes you guys are busy or working. Okay, so like that, I will ask for our admin, try, is possible I have record this. Okay, so if possible, I can send you guys a video, or we can reschedule again. I give the same topic for you guys. Okay, just like that. Okay, thank you so much for you guys. Okay, hope you guys stay at home. Okay, and take care of your family.